morning, beloveds. I'm awake. I have been to work out. Yeah. It's Monday. And I'm mostly prepared to go back to work. I had 3 days off. But I did spend a little time last night working on the YouTube channel. And one of the things that I did do is I've tried to go back in and on the month what I've gotten uploaded, because I've added some, Facebook's being weird, or computers being weird. I don't know about downloading, because I have to download them and upload them to the YouTube channel. And sometimes it'll upload them in 3 seconds, and sometimes it'll upload them in 3 minutes, and sometimes it will take 3 hours. And when it hits 3 hours, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm walking away. It's been fun. Good morning, Cleopatra. But I went in and they're all by date, and I've added the titles in when they've had titles. So if there's a particular one you're looking for, I'm also trying to put them on playlists. So if you want March. And so right now I have some April, some March, some December, some January. I'm going to try and get better at least uploading the day until. And just for giggles, I will probably, the first day I did was the 24th of March. I will probably redo the 24th of March and then start. I may even just start in April. I don't know. We'll see. Because I know the first few were kind of rough and raw. Because, yeah, March was interesting. But that's the plan. And I have lost my bookmark. Which probably means I left it on the desk. Yep, it's gone. Okay, I will find my bookmark. Fortunately, we're only 4 days into the year, so not too hard to find. Alright, it is January 4th. Our title is From Prayer to Performance. Yea, the darkness hideth not from thee, the darkness and the light are both alike to thee. And that is Psalm 139:12. Which, if you're curious, this is the month of beginnings. It's what January is in this book. So, I don't think there's a table of content. Oh, yeah. Like February is love, March is faith, April is renewal, May is joy. So, alright. To be effective, prayer must be affirmative, but it is not enough merely to affirm the presence of God. We must add to this realization the thought that divine intelligence is acting in and through us now. Prayer is not a wishful or wistful longing, nor is it an escape from objective reality. To become lost in our prayers might give us an unconscious desire to escape the activities of life. Therefore, we affirm that the divine intelligence not only knows what to do, but also impels us to act on its knowing. I hand my life and affairs over to divine intelligence, to the power that knows how to do everything. I do this in the complete conviction that I receive only good in my experience. I know there is nothing in me that can doubt either the divine goodness or the operation of its law in my affairs. I believe that everything is necessary to the fulfillment of every good desire is now in full operation. All the circumstances in my life are trending to bring it about. If there is anything I ought to do about this, I accept the action and know that I receive guidance and am impelled to act intelligently. Therefore, I have a complete sense of ease and assurance. I look forward joyfully as I anticipate the good that is to come into my life. I believe that all who are now praying with me will receive the answer to their desires from the same source. My faith goes out to them even as their faith reaches back to me. For I believe that out of the great good in which we live, there will surely come to all of us an answer to our particular need. Okay, well, now I understand why the title is From Prayer to Performance. Not sure about the Bible quote, though. Yea, the darkness hideth not from thee. The darkness and the light are both alike to thee. I don't know what that has to do with this. Okay, that's for a Bible scholar to sort out. Okay, to be effective, prayer must be affirmative, but it is not enough merely to affirm the presence of God, which is why we have 5 steps. So, the 5 steps of treatment are: there is one power, one source. I am a part of that source. The realization part is what I want, what you want, what we want, whoever's doing the prayer and whoever we're praying about. Gratitude, and then release. And release is a big one. So it's not just, hey, God. There's a little more to it than that. Now, that being said, because the divine intelligence is in you, if that is all you can manage is, hey, God, that will be enough. Just like Meister Eckhart says, if the only prayer you say is thank you, it is enough. So there are days. There's a meme that I've seen where it's one of those boards with the letters that you can push into it. And it's just literally a pile of letters on the board. And God knows what to do with that. So if all you've got is, hey, God, that's enough. But you want to continue to work on it because that clearly says something about your state of mind. You want to work on it until you can get to what you want. Not how, but what. Okay, so we must add to this realization the thought that the divine intelligence is acting in and through us now. So that's the second step. It's like, okay, there is God. Hey, God. I recognize that I am sourced from God, that the power to answer my prayers comes through me. It also comes through other people. Sometimes you are the answer to someone's prayer. Sometimes you are the answer to your own prayer. But we want to recognize the divine intelligence, hey God, is acting through us. The same mind that made a star is the mind we use. I stole that from Reverend Jesse, by the way. Prayer is not wishful or wistful longing. If you're doing that, go write good, fantasy novels. It should be sincere and heartfelt. It's not wishful. It is not wistful. When you sit down to treat or pray, you are seeking to change reality. You are seeking to change reality, but you are seeking to change reality within the nature of that reality. Peace, harmony, joy, love. There was another one and it just popped right back out of my head. So it is not wishful thinking. It is not wistful longing. You are seeking an actual change. Nor is it an escape from objective reality. Again, if that's what you're asking for, go read a good book or go write a good book. To become lost in our prayers might give us an unconscious desire to escape the activities of life. Okay, let me say that one again. To become lost in our prayers might give us an unconscious desire to escape the activities of life. There is work to do. There's a joke about enlightenment. What do you do before enlightenment? You chop wood and carry water. What do you do after enlightenment? You chop wood and you carry water. But you do it with a lighter heart. You do it with the knowing that it's all going to be okay in the end. So prayer is not an escape. Prayer is a means to an end. Prayer is lining out to you and to divine intelligence what it is that you are seeking in this world, what it is that you want to do. Not how, but what. How you are working to make a world that works for you. And also, because this is what we believe, a world that works for everyone. Because what you want for yourself, you want for everyone. So getting lost in it isn't what the purpose is. The purpose of prayer is literally to change reality. Sometimes it's to change your reality, and sometimes it's to change everyone's reality. Think about it. It's kind of a heavy deal, but it is so worth doing. Okay, therefore we affirm that the divine intelligence not only knows what to do, but impels us to act on its knowing. Spirit can only do for you what it can do through you. Now, the answer to your prayer, like I said, could come through other people. And frequently it does. But you have to recognize the answer to your prayer when it is standing in front of you. So the divine intelligence not only knows what to do, but impels us to act on that knowing. I hand my life and affairs over to divine intelligence, to the power that knows how to do everything. Okay, so you're handing off the how, but not the what. And you are also not handing off the doing, because we say treat and move your feet. You are still responsible for acting on the knowledge that comes to you. You are still responsible for acting on the answer, or acting in the answer, as the case may be. I do this with complete conviction that I receive only good into my experience. I'm going to let that one go. I know there is nothing in me that can doubt either the divine goodness or the operation of its law in my affairs. Okay? So that's part of the statement. It's like, I know. It's like, I'm going to let the noise of the world, the chaos of the material world go, and know there's nothing in me that can doubt that this is possible. I believe that everything necessary to the fulfillment of every good desire is now in full operation, that the circumstances of my life are trending to bringing it about. And I like that he says trending to bringing it about, because we do live in a material world, and frequently the answers take a little bit of time. Sometimes they take a lot of time, but a little bit of time. So the circumstances of my life are trending to bringing it about. Sometimes we get an instantaneous answer. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. But the goal is to never doubt. The goal is to never doubt. And you are allowed to treat again. But you're not necessarily treating, you're not doing the same treatment, because now you're treating about the doubt about the first treatment, if that makes sense. If there is anything I ought to do about this, I accept the action and know that I receive guidance and am impelled to act intelligently. So if there's anything I ought to do about this, I will get my marching orders one way or another. I can't even guess how it might come to you, but somebody will come and say something to you and you're like, oh, and then you will go and do. And sometimes you don't even recognize that it's the answer until you're halfway through it. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute, that was the answer. But I also like that he says act intelligently. So it's like, it's not an impulse. It is not an impulse. It is, I mean, it can start there, but you want to act intelligently on an impulse. I mean, there are people who have sold everything and moved to a different country to start a new life, to start a new ministry, but they didn't drop everything and move to another country. They stopped, they made a plan, they sold things. They acted intelligently. So yeah, it may have been an impulse to move to another country to start a new ministry, but they made a plan and acted intelligently about it. Therefore, I have a complete sense of ease and assurance. I look forward joyfully as I anticipate the good that is to come into my life. Okay, I look forward joyfully as I anticipate the good that is to come into my life. If you are treating and you are not doing that, that's part of what the gratitude step is, to look forward joyfully and anticipate. It's like, okay, I've done a treatment. This is what I want. Thank you. Because I know it's coming. I know it exists. I know it exists. I have spoken my word. I know it exists. It may take a little bit of time to get here, but I know it exists and I'm grateful for it. So I'm going to anticipate it joyfully. That's what gratitude is. And it makes the waiting easier. I believe that all who are now praying with me will receive the answer to their desires from the same source. What I want for me, I want for everyone. If I want answers, I want everybody else to have answers too. My faith goes out to them even as their faith reaches back to me. We are all one. We are all one. For I believe that out of the great good in which we live, there will surely come to all of us an answer to our particular need. Out of the great good. I like the way he ended that. All right. Prayer is not a performance, but prayer leads to a performance. Prayer leads to intelligent action. Prayer leads to guidance in recognizing what it is that we are seeking. The steps that we want to take. Not need to take, want to take. And sometimes it is the need. So, yeah. I don't know. What is our mission today? Okay, I'm going to go with this one. Our mission today is to look forward joyfully and anticipate the good that is coming into our lives. I think that's a good one. All right, beloveds. Well, that is January 4th, and I encourage you to have an absolutely wonderful Monday. I do like Mondays. I look forward to Mondays. Probably because I get a pretty fantastic workout, and that helps a whole lot. So I hope that you do something for yourself that makes Mondays wonderful. Whatever that looks like. And as always, I do encourage you, do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. Because you are a beloved child of Spirit, in whom Spirit is well pleased. That is the state of grace that we live in. You do not become worthy, you are worthy. You are worthy now because you are a child of God. Always. And there is nothing that you can do about it. That's what I love, that you see the meme is like, I love you because you're my sister, and I laugh because you're my sister, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's what it is. We are children of God. And God loves us. And God wants us to be happy. So, do what you need to do to make it a wonderful day. Have an absolute, do what you need to do. Open the windows of your soul, allow the breath of heaven to remind you, you do live in heaven now. It's a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. All right. Reverend David will be on with you around 5 p.m. today. I will be back with you at 9 a.m. Have a wonderful day, beloved.